What fantastic enthusiasm we have for Formula One here in the United States of America. And it's an enthusiasm born from generations of memorable Grand Prix racing. Bruce McLaren took his maiden victory at Sebring way back in 1959, and John Watson's 1983 victory at Long Beach, well, that still holds the record for the lowest ever starting position for a race winner. We're racing today then in Travis County, Texas, around the 20 corners of the wonderful Circuit of the Americas. We'll be reaching speeds of around 200 miles an hour, and there are plenty of good opportunities to pass, especially through the two DRS zones into Turn 1 and the very long back straight into Turn 12. With me today is Anthony Davidson, a man who knows this circuit quite well. Why do you think, though, Ant, that this Grand Prix has now found such huge success since returning to the calendar in 2012?
Well, full credit to the race promoters. They have a Grand Prix in a part of the country famed for its love of motorsport, and they do a fantastic job of advertising it to the right crowd, and then satisfying them when they're here with excellent facilities. It also tends to help when the circuit itself is good, and that's definitely true here. The layout is interesting and it produces some exciting action. Hosting a thrilling title decider like we had in 2015 wouldn't hurt either, so the pressure's on then to maintain that kind of quality here today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, edging out Sergio Perez, who lines up P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Kvyat, Bottas, Lance Stroll and Raikkonen, Sainz, Grosjean, Russell and Antonio Giovinazzi. Hamilton, they've taken a grid penalty. Norris, Pierre Gasly and Hülkenberg, Magnussen, Kubica, Daniel Ricciardo and Davies. Vettel and Max Verstappen completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
It's a steep incline into Turn 1 that'll help you scrub speed off. There are multiple lines, so be sure to make use of them. Okay, go through all the gears if you can. We need to make sure the engagement is okay before the start. We're going to want to put some temperature into the tyres and brakes. We need to keep the engine cool though, so don't go too high with the revs. Conditions look stable at the moment. No rain currently expected. Be careful with the front wing, you've taken some minor damage. Okay, take it easy on the car. We can't sustain this level of damage. Well done off the line, we're in a good position. Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available. manoeuvre. You made it look easy. Okay, you're in his dirty air. Get past him. Place. You're in 8th place. Signs ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 1.5 seconds. They're on old softs. Hamilton is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 9.7 seconds. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps, 23 laps to go. Check your MFD for a new strategy option. Copy that. Pace, you're catching the car in front by a second per lap. P6, we have P6. Perez ahead. Gap to car in front is 4.3 seconds. They're on old softs. Stroll is behind you. The gap is less than a second. They're on old softs. Our gap to first place is 8.5 seconds. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps, 21 laps to go. We're sat in 6th. Perez is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 3.2 seconds. They're on old softs. Stroll is behind you. Our gap behind is 1.2 seconds. They're on old softs. The gap to the leader is 8.1 seconds. Pit window opens in 5 laps time. 5 laps, 21 laps to go. P6, we have P6. Bottas ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 1.5 seconds. They're on old softs. They have some kind of mechanical problem. Stroll behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.1 seconds. They're on old softs. The distance to the leader is 8.2 seconds. You have 4 laps till your pit window opens. You have 20 laps till the end. Nice move. We'll be doing one more stop today. One stop left in our strategy. Pit window will open in 3 laps time. Pit window opens in 3 laps. P4. Kvyat is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 3.1 seconds. They're on old softs. Perez is behind you. Less than a second separate you. They're on old softs. Okay, gap to leader, 7.6 seconds. We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums. Gap to car in front is 1.6 seconds. They're speeding up again, so I expect they've fixed whatever the problem was. Fourth position, you're in fourth position. Kvyat ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 1.6 seconds. They're on old softs. Perez behind. The gap behind us is 1.4 seconds. They're on old softs. Our gap to first place is 7.1 seconds. Your pit window opens in 2 laps time. 18 laps to go. You're currently in P3. Raikkonen ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 1.2 seconds. They're on old softs. Kvyat behind. They're on old softs. The gap to the leader is 7.1 seconds. Your pit window opens next lap. 17 laps to go. P3. Raikkonen is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 1.0 seconds. They're on old softs. Perez is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 3.0 seconds. They're on old softs. The distance to the leader is 6.9 seconds. Your pit window opens next lap. 17 laps to go. Plus 1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1. Charles is in the pits. Box. We're coming in this lap. In this lap, and remember the speed limit. We'll be penalised if we exceed it. Keep that in mind as you approach. Some information on Kvyat. They seem to have an issue. Exit, exit now. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. Nice work, that brings you up a place. We're sat in 6th. Bottas is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 2.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Ricciardo is behind you. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 17.0 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. P6, we have P6. Kvyat is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 2.2 seconds. They're on fresh hards. They have some kind of mechanical problem. Ricciardo behind. Our gap behind is 2.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Our gap to first place is 17.4 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 14 laps to go. You have P5, P5, Bottas ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 1.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Kvyat behind. Okay, the gap behind is 1.6 seconds. They're on fresh hards. They seem to have an issue. The gap to the leader is 17.9 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 13 laps to go. P5, you're in P5. Bottas is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 2.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Kvyat is behind you. The gap behind us is 1.9 seconds. The distance to the leader is 19.1 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 12 laps to go. Have P5, Bottas ahead, gap to car in front is 2.7 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Hamilton behind, the gap to the car behind is 4.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 18.9 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 12 laps to go. It seems they fixed whatever the problem was. They're coming back up to speed. You're in P5. Perez ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 3.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Hamilton behind. Our gap behind is 3.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Our gap to first place is 19.9 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 11 laps to go. Of P5. Perez is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 2.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Hamilton is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 3.9 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The gap to the leader is 19.9 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 11 laps to go. The gap to the car ahead is 3.1 seconds. Plus 1 lap of extra fuel. Fuel target +1. You're in P5. Perez ahead. Gap to car in front is 2.1 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Hamilton behind. The gap behind us is 4.3 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. The distance to the leader is 20.1 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. There are 10 laps to go. P5, P5. Perez is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 2.2 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Hamilton is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 4.3 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 20.9 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 9 laps to go. Okay, some information on Perez. They're retiring from the race. Okay, clear. Bottas is ahead of you. Our gap to the car in front is 4.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Their tyres are 7 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 39.0. You're losing around 3/10 a lap. We're in P4. Bottas ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 4.8 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Hamilton behind. Our gap behind is 4.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place is 20.6 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 9 laps to go. Gap to car in front is 5.5 seconds. Fourth position. You're in fourth position. Bottas is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 5.5 seconds. They're on fresh mediums. Hamilton is behind you. Okay, the gap behind is 4.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. The gap to the leader is 21.3 seconds. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 8 laps to go. Bottas ahead. Our gap to the car in front is 5.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 8 laps old. The time last lap was a 1:39.1. You're losing around 3/10 a lap. Bottas is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 5.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 9 laps old. The time last lap was a 1 minute 39.1. You're gaining by 1/10 a lap. Bottas ahead. Gap to car in front is 5.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. Hamilton is behind you. The gap behind us is 4.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. The distance to the leader is 21.7 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 6 laps to go. Position. You're in 4th position. Bottas is ahead of you. Okay, gap ahead is 5.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Hamilton is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 5.2 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 21.6 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 6 laps to go. Our gap to the car in front is 7.0 seconds. There's 5 laps of fuel remaining. Bottas ahead. The gap to the car ahead is 7.7 seconds. They're on old mediums. Hamilton behind. Our gap behind is 4.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Our gap to first place is 23.9 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 5 laps till the end. To teammate ahead is 25.3 seconds. Vehicle is looking really good. You're managing it well. Position. You're in 4th position. Bottas is ahead of you. Gap to car in front is 8.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. Hamilton behind. Okay, the gap behind is 3.6 seconds. They're on old mediums. The gap to the leader is 25.1 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. 4 laps remaining. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining. Hamilton is behind you. The gap behind us is 2.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. The time last lap was a 1:39.4. Bottas ahead. Okay, gap ahead is 10.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Hamilton is behind you. The gap to the car behind is 3.1 seconds. They're on old mediums. The distance to the leader is 26.5 seconds. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. Just 3 laps to go now. 3 laps. Our gap to the car in front is 11.0 seconds. Position. You're in 4th position. Bottas is ahead of you. The gap to the car ahead is 10.8 seconds. They're on old mediums. Hamilton behind. Our gap behind is 3.0 seconds. They're on old mediums. Okay, gap to leader, 27.7 seconds. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. We've only got 2 laps of fuel left. This is your final lap of the race. Shame about the result, but I know you gave it everything. We'll come back stronger next time.
Ferrari have really pulled it out of the bag today. It's a great win. Talk to me, Ant. What was it that set them apart from the competition today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
Here come our winners now. A thrilling race and a tremendous effort by Ferrari. Their history is well known, so it's no surprise to fans the world over to see them come out on top once again. Let's see how the driver standings have changed. This result narrows the gap between our championship leader and the rest of the standings. Some amazing talent out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
I have to give it to Davis. They demonstrated a very delicate touch in close proximity to other cars, as well as showing a lot of maturity and patience in difficult situations.
It's time to check out the constructors' standings. So then, Ferrari have now moved out of sight and out of reach. It's another triumph for the Italian team as they claim the World Constructors' Championship. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.